The endless violence in Benue State, north-central Nigeria, is a stark reminder to us of the urgent need of lasting solutions. At least 46 people have been killed in another coordinated attacks by armed herdsmen in Apa and Gwer West local government area of the state, while 15 more died in a communal clash and more than 200 homes burnt in Gwer East Council area. The violence began on Sunday afternoon when herders reportedly attacked a village in Apa, killing 2 persons and injured several others. Hours later, herdsmen struck a community in Gwer West, shooting for 2 hours and killing more than 18 persons. For 2 hours. Our heart goes out to those who lost their lives, in Benue State over the weekend, Sunday afternoon till Monday. But, Kayode, when will all of this needless killings end? When?
Because we've discussed this sometimes not quite long, and so I'm trying not to involve my emotion this time around, because this is quite pathetic. It's unheard of, and I think it's a slap on the institution of state. When I mean institution of state, I'm talking about the federal government
and the state government.
And the state government. This is not about call for arms. It's not about call for don't allow yourself to be killed. We have said that over and over again. We've talked about what Danjuma, what's his name again?
Yeah, Theophilus Danjuma.
Theophilus Danjuma had said. We've talked about those things. And those ones are just one-off. I think those responsibility lies on the state. We don't have to be reactional. We only need to be proactive. Right. So I am not an expert, and I can never be an expert. But we can only say, just like everybody in that community, come to our aid. We deserve to live. Your primary responsibility as a government is to protect lives and property.
Absolutely.
And also take care of our welfare. So if this is not done, there is no other excuse. There is no other way to wish it away. I'm not even interested in what the president says. I'm not even interested in what the governor says. I'm not even interested in how they move to that area. I'm only interested in saying that this has to stop. It has to stop. This, like I said, it's not about numbers. These people belong to a family. These people have a name. They know where they want to become in life. Maybe killed in that community is a future president. Killed in that community might be a future governor.
Or the man that will save Nigeria for himself.
Maybe the genius we're waiting for was wasted without any kind of response and things that can say, this cannot happen. This cannot continue to happen. This is not time to compare figures with other countries. Oh, there is gun running, there is gun shooting in America, and therefore we can. This is stoppable. People cannot be shooting for 2 hours. Weapons cannot be more than that of the state.
I mean, for 2 hours, it's
Do you understand?
Just...
So it simply means that anybody can come out and say, I want to clear this community. I don't want to use any word like genocide or all kinds of things. What is most important is this doesn't have to stop next week. It doesn't have to stop next year.
It should stop now.
It should stop now.
Benue State seems to be the worst hit. But let's look at the governor. In your opinion, do you think the governor is helpless here?
I'm trying very hard to look for words that will not sound insulting or patronizing. Because these herdsmen are not ghosts. These bullets can be traced.
The governor once said that.
I don't want to talk about the governor because we'll be now taking it beyond things that can be done. This has been going on for months. I've not heard, I may be wrong, maybe because I was out of the country. Somebody will tell me how many of these people have been caught through thorough
investigation,
first-class investigation. The bullets, pellets, have they been, can we know the kind of guns they use? Where do they get that kind of guns? They are not ghosts. These people have been moving from community to community causing mayhem and destruction in the last 1 year. And all I hear is just stories. Somebody somewhere must be able to catch them now. I'm not saying that it's going to be overnight, but because personally, because Benue is a savanna. It's not the desert. And it's not the forest that we live here. It's a savanna. That means all things being equal. You can see for miles when danger is coming. No, maybe not at night, but you can see. And then there must be people who are linked with the police or the security forces who have the ability to tell them that what's happening.
JKB, let me put it to you now. Will you suggest a state of emergency to stop this needless killings?
You forgot that there was a time they stopped telephoning in some parts of the north.
Yeah, the northeast.
For about 6 months.
Yeah.
And we're back to where we are.
Yeah.
It's the follow-up that's our problem. It's not the idea, it's not the initial gra-gra. It is the ability to stay the course. That's our problem.
And be resolute. We want to flush out.
Because if we are to stay the course, they will not be taking land and they will be looking the other way. Somebody said on television that they are renaming towns. Who are those renaming the towns or villages? Where do they come from? Are they now holding the land? Is the land still in Nigeria? Or outside the coast of us? Because such things irritates the mind.
Land owned by state government.
It's your land. You hold the CFO. Somebody went there. They called the village Kayode. You now change it to Kundu. And somebody will now say, well, they changed it. There's something we can do.
JK, just hold that thought. We have Afolabi calling in from Abuja. Afolabi, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Hello, Afolabi, are you still there? Okay. All right, then. I think network issues. I mean, this is totally unacceptable. I asked GKB.
State of emergency.
Should that conversation be brought to the table at this? We can't play politics with this.
It's more than state of emergency. I think that's what he's saying. It's more than state of emergency. Maybe state of emergency will last for some months. And so what happens? Are they not going to come back to come and kill people again? So what we are saying is, what does it take to have a military base in that place? What does it take to bring out revelations from what has been perpetuated? What does it take? Nigeria has gone far smarter than that. It's not about the world. You want to tell me somebody did not record the shooting? You want to tell me somebody did not push it on the internet? We saw people running on the street. We saw women running. We saw a lot of people. Somebody recorded this thing. This thing can be used to trace the perpetrators.
Afolabi is back. Afolabi, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening. Let's talk.
How are you guys doing?
Very well.
Yeah, my contribution is this. Well, about this attack in Benue and in some other places like Jos, I would like to let you know that some of these villages are far to town where it's covered by security agencies. In fact, some of the villages is so far that they don't have good road for any security man or anyone to call security immediately to go to the villages to go and attack those people, like a reprisal attack. So what I'm saying is this: don't let us deceive ourselves. Let's do this state police. It's only this state police that can help us to be able to fight this thing, because the people in that village, and let me tell you again, you had in those villages that happened.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Thank
you so much for calling in. You said a lot of things. But the governor, I think a couple of weeks ago, he said these people are foreign mercenaries. That means they're coming from outside the country into the country. Porous borders, that's another one. Since we know where they're coming from, why can't they be taken out?
So they are killers. I'm not sure, I couldn't verify it, but I understand some kind of Fulani leaders had mentioned that enough of lamentation, kill the killers. I don't know where that statement came from, but there's nothing truer than that statement. Even it's a criminal activities. It's not about a tribe. It's not about who does it. It is about if anybody kills, shooting guns for 2 hours. There's no law that protects such a person. So whether they are foreigners, because the way it's looking like, they have actually become settlers. These are people who are coming from the bush. These are people who are saying, you kill some of us, we are coming to kill you. These are people, this is not a case of people passing through the town. They are taking over. They are in their forest. Obviously, we can say that they live among these people. But leave me out of this expertise analysis. The experts know what is going wrong. So they need that political will. They need that, that go ahead. You understand?
What should the president be telling the service chiefs right now?
That he hasn't told them.
Yeah, he's been giving orders, but what should he?
Point I'm making
with this research?
Because again, now we keep going back to we are top heavy. Like that the man said, security should be more local. Local government police.
Devolve it.
So at that point in time, my people will say, once you know his father, then you know where he's coming from. I think my question has not been answered, not by anybody. These guns are made somewhere.
Okay.
They have numbers. It may be not by that particular gun, but you know the batch they came from. All over the world, people go out. Once you fire shots, the pellets will be on the ground.
True.
Who are the officers doing this? Who are the forensic experts that we need? Who are those who are going to say, okay, this batch is from S4, from this country, produced at this time?
All right.
Because unless we start doing that, they keep telling me stories that these people are nobody is catching anybody. Nobody is creating a trail that can be followed by the law.
Okay. All right. We have Adamu calling in. Okay. Adamu, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure being with you.
Yes, let's talk.
Yeah, about Benue insecurity, I want to make a small contribution.
Okay.
Yeah, the TV people, they also have their shortcomings. Because one of my uncles served in that Benue state as a manager. There are some characters that TV people are displaying to Fulani. That is why these people are coming after them time to time. So they should, the government or authority concerned should have time so that they should settle them, the TV and the Fulani. Otherwise, it was military when crisis occurred. Somebody whom my uncle was feeding, show him that they should go attack him. I have to now leave his office and go to bus stop, then border car terminal and leave that Benue state. Thank you. That is
all right then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well,
I didn't really get the middle.
No, it was talking about settling, the rivalry between these two ethnic groups.
Of course, there are local politics everywhere.
Exactly.
But we do know that 50 to 60% of these atrocities are committed by people who are not from that environment. That's why I said people are grabbing land.
Okay.
They are somewhere in government's office or in governments. A list and names of these towns that they've been bearing for 400, 500 years. Sure. So long as somebody just come overnight and then
just rename it,
and then you fold your hand and say, well, they took land. That's the worst excuse you could give in a country that gives the power of land totally to the government. You are alpha and omega as far as land is concerned.
Absolutely.
So long as somebody come and grab the land, it's different if like what is happening in the Northeast, that they fly a flag, you are at war.
Yeah.
But you are not claiming the same thing for Benue. Yeah, so
all right,
what's really happening?
All right, gentlemen. Let's move straight to